Good morning and happy Saturday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that might be new here, what we typically do is go over crypto news in the space. I update myself, bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's in the chat. A lot of my members. Good morning, everybody. Mr. Tyson Coin, that made me laugh. He said, good thing I didn't invest in kids. What a rug pull. Yeah, you don't get any sleep. That's definitely a sure thing. We have Nismo Miner in the chat. Good to see you. Dumpster Fire, all set. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Carl Coat, Dakota Miner. Let's see. Dumpster Fire. Good to see you, buddy. Kyle Rosa, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Ogre, good morning. Pellish, Steven Cicero, Lawnmower Man. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, I had to use the bathroom before we went live. Let's see. The one who was best YouTube. Good to see you. Are you trying it out? Good morning, sir. All right, let's get into this. Check out the market today, and then we'll go from there. Bitcoin 61,998. Look at that, just under 62k. We have Ethereum at 3422. Look at that, killing it. We have the meme coins popping off today. I don't know if you guys have looked at a lot of the meme coins, but literally almost every single one of them are up. At least the ones I saw anyways. Litecoin is kicking ass. $91.47. Max is probably, you know, screaming in front of his oatmeal right now. We have ETC at $33. Look at that. Look at that. Kaspa is at 16.8 in the red, but man, Kaspa's been holding around 17 cents for quite some time. BCH, look at that. 445, up 41%. Holy hell. Let's see. We have DOT up 7.23%, $9.10. Matic is at $1. Nice, man. Everything looks really good. Solana's been killing it lately. Again, Dogecoin at 14 cents. Shiba's killing it. It's nuts. Check out the biggest earners of the day. Look at this. Floki up 78.5%. Holy crap. We have Shiba up 48.8%. Corgia, I don't even know if that's how you say that. Whatever this is. Oh, Corgi AI. Okay, weird. Another AI narrative. Meme coin, I assume. I don't even know how that works. Anyways, Pepe up 13.7%. This one makes me die laughing. This is such a funny name. Dog whiff hat. It's so stupid. And I honestly wish I paid attention to Crypto KJ, because he actually told us about this coin a few weeks ago or a month ago or so. And man, I'm very upset at myself. I didn't look into that one because it's a riot. We have Dogecoin again, 10.6% up on the day. ETC is looking pretty good, 12.3% up on the day. BSV is up 25.9%. Isn't that Bitcoin Satoshi Vision? I don't know this coin. Not really into that. Ape is up 15%. Again, I think I already said Pepe, 13.7. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. Flashbang, we have 80 on the Fear and Greed. Again, it says extreme greed. You guys know, over 75 I start paying attention to it, but this needle, I feel like it's going to be stuck around this area for the next couple weeks anyways. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we're gonna have a pullback though at some point. Things can't go up forever. That's just my my honest opinion. I was expecting a little bit of a pullback yesterday, but I think we're gonna see it more middle of this week, or maybe we won't. Could be wrong, who knows. All right, let's go. Top 10 coins over on CoinGecko by CoinMarketCap. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, XRP, Lido Stakes, Ether, USDC, Cardano, and Dogecoin. Hell yeah, still in 10th place. Look at that. Dogecoin topping Avalanche by $4 billion. Holy shit. Wow, that took a pretty decent rise. What the hell, Shiba? Shiba's in 12th. When the hell did Shiba get to 12th? It passed Chainlink, Polkadot, Tron. What the hell is happening? Holy crap. That's good. I have 100 million. I need to dump it. I've been holding that shit since it was like, used to be like almost 3k worth of Shiba. Now I got to get rid of it at some point. I'm gonna let it keep pumping though. We'll see what happens. I'm not gonna sell anything until, like, you know, deep in the bull run. Crypto KJ, I want a public sorry for not being listened to. Crypto KJ, I don't have any sad music, but I'm sorry, buddy. I'll turn on the music for you. Sorry, man. You forgive me? Please forgive me. Just kidding.
Eat shit, Gary.
Oh, what a loser. Just kidding. No, I honestly, I should have looked into it. All right, Litecoin, LTC again, 21st place. We have ETC at 24th. Let's see. Scrolling down, Kaspa's in 35th. All right, really real quick, let's look at the meme coins. So you can go to categories here over on CoinGecko. Where is it? There is a meme coin category right here, 11th. Look at this shit. Every freaking coin in this list is screaming except for Pepe Fork, whatever this one is. This pork one. Everything else is pumping, and whatever this one is, I don't know. I didn't even realize there was this many freaking memes, dude. Look at this fucking list. Look at how long this list is. This is insane. I should probably pay attention to this list though, to be honest. We have Dogecoin, Shiba, Pepe, Bonk, Dog Whiff Hat, and Corgi AI. We have Floki, I guess, meme coin. Nice. They're all, oh, dude, they're all killing it. Baby Doge. You know what? I have like, I think 12 billion Baby Doge or some shit. I just need this thing to like appreciate a lot, and I'll be a gajillionaire. It'd be great. It'd be absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get into the mining segment of things, and we'll get into the news stuff. Let's see. We have top profitable miners as of today, time of recording. You guys know I like to timestamp this. We have the Bitmain Antminer KS5 20 terahash unit. This is the new Kaspa miner, making $213 a day. Holy shit, it's crazy. It's crazy, honestly. Even with Kaspa coming down a little bit, but like, look at this BMKS Max still over $100. We have the WindMiner K9 over $105. The KS3 is still doing really well at $80 a day. KS3M 6 terahash unit making $58.15 a day. That's still, like, think about that, right? You make, I mean, this is at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, so this is after electric if you're paying 10 cents. Obviously if you're paying more, that will vary a bit, but man, these things don't they just continue to work. They don't complain. You don't have to worry about them coming to work on time. You know, it's one of those things. I ran a business, so I know how it is. It's a pain in the ass to get guys out of bed to do jobs. Anyways, Jazzminer X16P, shout out to Jingle Mining, 5.8 gigahashes, $23.60 a day. Again, ETC is pumping, but I guess it's most profitable on ETH, W, and ZIL. Weird. KS2 2 terahash unit making almost $20 a day. Pretty awesome, pretty awesome. Let's see. We have the Antminer L7. I know there is rumors of the L9. It is BS apparently, but is it though? I guess we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if it is if it's actually legit or not, right? Because Charlie Lin put out a tweet actually, and it was a picture saying that he was talking to Bitmain, and they said like it wasn't their official site, but they don't have an L9 yet. Like they said yet. So I guess we'll have to see. Anyways, we have the 9050 over here. This is my Litecoin miner making $12.33 a day. Hell yeah. Because Litecoin and Doge are pumping. You guys know this is a merge mining unit, so most of your profits are actually in Doge. They need to actually fix this. I gotta email these guys. I've said it for like 3 weeks and I haven't done it yet, but I'll email them and ask them to add the Doge logo next to it, because again, the L7 is really merge mining, and Doge is the most profitable on that, to be honest. We have Ice River KS1 1 terahash unit making $9.61 a day. Not too bad. The X16Q, I got this thing actually going to unMineable, stacking more Kaspa, just mining actually ETC, but ETHW and ZIL is most profitable at $7.98 per day. The S19K Pro I have hosted down at Terra Hosting. If you guys are interested, links are in the description. 120 terahashes at, I'll make $5.81 a day in Bitcoin, which is nice. And you guys can mine other things other than Bitcoin, just any SHA-256, but yeah. All right, I think that's really it. Let's just check out the pros. Ice River KS0 Pro 200 gigahash units, still making about $2 a day. That's sick, actually. DJ Mines, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I hung out in your chat last night, but I didn't really like talk much. I was listening to you. The Ice River KS0 100 gigahash unit making just under $1 a day, 95 cents. All right, let's check out GPUs quick, and then we'll get into the news. Most profitable on GPUs, Pyron. Wow, interesting. Didn't think that was going to happen again. Pyron, top of the charts. Nexa as well. Hyper and Lithium as always. Xano, BTG, interesting. Nice. Conflux, Radiant, Floor, Ironfish. You guys got a decent amount of coins to pick from today. Not too bad. Ergo and Radiant. Nice, nice. Isn't Ergo getting listed on Binance, if I'm not mistaken? And real quick, I want to check out the price of lithium because I haven't looked. How is lithium doing? 3.35% up. It is $3.52. Hell yeah. Nice. Nice. Nexelia out of the picture now. Yeah. Yeah, I heard they got hacked or some shit. What happened with that? Does anybody know this one? You guys think it was a rug or a hack? Let me know. Tell me in the chat. You guys think it was a rug? I wonder if it was a rug pull. I don't know. The guy was pretty upset with Rabid Mining though, trying to get them clicks in that video. Mr. Randy, the best dad in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here, man. All right, let's get into this, guys. Get into the news stuff. I want to see what Fox Business has to say over here. Too early to say if Bitcoin trends toward centralization. Grayscale CEO. Guys, that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
All right, folks, as you know, Bitcoin has been on fire this year, renewing hopes that it will live up to very lofty future predictions. Now, a big reason for this has been the introduction of Bitcoin ETFs, rather. And one of the major players in the problems, having some problems here recently. Now, despite ringing the opening bell, I think the reason why you saw Grayscale really trending all day long was the fact that there have been some serious issues. Well, let's call them issues at the firm. And their Bitcoin ETF launch. I want to bring in now their CEO, Grayscale.
They're all in like a tank, just sitting there clapping.
Michael, sun and shine. Michael, let's just start with that because
I don't know what it is. This guy creeps me out.
What happened? I mean, I see all these charts. 600 million outflow from GBTC today.
Sure,
that's a lot. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I mean, what's going on?
Well, I think we have to really think about how it was that GBTC came to market. When GBTC uplisted in January of this year on the New York Stock Exchange, it had nearly $30 billion of assets under management. And it really paved the way for all the other spot Bitcoin ETFs to come to market, really just starting from scratch, no investors, no track record,
right.
et cetera.
I mean, you guys definitely were the trailblazers in this.
Indeed. And, outflows from a fund of that size for the track record that it has, these were things that we expected, right? We had investors that were arbitrageurs that we knew would be profit taking. We knew that there were going to be some major bankruptcies within the crypto space that may have some forced liquidations out of the fund. And so we're not surprised to see these outflows from the fund, and instead are really focused on how GBTC is really becoming a capital markets allocation tool.
How much do the fees play a role in this? It feels like right now the battle is for immediate market share, and that at the expense perhaps of profits. And who can carve out the biggest piece of the pie right now?
Well, I think when we talk to investors, we talk to financial advisors, right? That's a brand new community that can look at spot Bitcoin ETFs. Fee is actually just one component that they look at, right? And so GBTC, we continue to feel, does bring a differentiated value to investors. It has a 10-year track record, very large size, very large liquidity, tight spreads. And those are some of the things that investors like, not to mention that it's backed by Grayscale. We're a crypto specialist firm. We've been doing this the longest. And so it's good now that investors have choice, but sure, fee is one of the things they do look at.
You're pushing for options. How would that work?
Well, there are now several Bitcoin futures ETFs on the market. Those
right.
have been in the market now for probably two years at this point. And it was only a day after the Bitcoin futures ETFs launched that there were options made available on Bitcoin futures ETFs. However, spot Bitcoin ETFs have now been in market, let's say, the last 6 or so weeks, and we still don't have options available on spot Bitcoin ETFs. So we've submitted a comment letter to the SEC to advocate for this. This is important for investors, for price discovery, for managing their positions, and we feel like this will lead to really a more robust environment around these products.
Michael, I was a skeptic. I knew about Bitcoin. I should be a trillionaire right now. I mean, there were some smart people trying to get me in this over a decade ago.
Okay.
I started to come around because of more smart people. One is Jim Bianco. He was on earlier today. Now, you talked about the democratization of Bitcoin and others via these ETFs. I want you to listen to what Jim Bianco has to say about his concerns about these ETFs in general.
Sure.
The whole idea, as you pointed out, is that this blockchain runs by itself. No one can put dominion over it. The government can't, bad actors can't. That's if it's running properly. And therefore, it provides a safe environment for anybody to hold their digital assets. But when you start getting it centralized by having ownership like through an ETF and others, you're allowing powerful actors to maybe have the ability to start dictating terms.
Centralization, decentralization. Is there legitimacy? Any legitimacy to what Jim was worried about here?
Well, I think the best analogy to what he's speaking to is actually what we've seen in the gold market or other precious metals. People and investors can still buy gold directly, hold gold directly, but we've also seen a big innovation in ETFs with gold going into the ETF wrapper as recently as about 20 years ago. And both use cases still exist. Investors hold gold directly, they also get gold exposure through gold ETFs. In the Bitcoin world, we're seeing a very similar innovation where investors have and they may, very well may continue to hold Bitcoin directly, but when it comes to adding it to their portfolios, maybe into their retirement accounts, it's hard to do that with Bitcoin directly. And so the Bitcoin ETF is really an innovation, really is a step forward. But I think it's a little too early to say that that trends towards centralization within what is obviously a very decentralized asset.
All right. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
You really have
Mr. Pellish Miner in the chat said, it is my opinion, options are just another way to attempt to get control and manipulate Bitcoin by the big banks. You're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong. That would be my opinion as well. All right, Grayscale CEO, pent-up demand for Bitcoin ETFs brought tremendous inflows and spiked price. Let's see what they got to say over here on CNBC television. Guys, that like button, appreciate you all. Good morning, D-miners.
Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein joins us here on set at Post 9. He rang the opening bell this morning in
Damn, he's getting passed around.
celebration of its Bitcoin Trust ETF. Welcome. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
Why do you think Bitcoin has had such an amazing run here to start the year?
Well, a lot of pent-up demand based on the spot Bitcoin ETFs coming to market. GBTC uplisted in January of this year, and that really opened the door to a lot of other spot Bitcoin ETFs also coming to market. And so we're seeing tremendous flows, tremendous investor demand, and that's really also outpacing the supply of Bitcoin coming into the market every day, which is really being additive to price.
But aren't you specifically at Grayscale seeing outflows? I've seen recent data. Bloomberg says 7.4 billion of outflows in the last 30 days.
Well, I think it's important to think about how GBTC came to market. It came to market with almost $30 billion of assets and investors of all shapes and sizes. And so we anticipated some outflows as opposed to some of the new products coming to market starting from zero. I do think, though, if we zoom out and we look at what that investor demand is like, we've never seen such insatiable demand for an ETF wrapper providing access to, a new asset class like we have here.
But I guess the concern for you might be that there are a lot of other options. BlackRock's seeing inflows. A lot of your competitors are seeing inflows. We just learned this week that some of the big banks like Wells Fargo and Morgan Stanley are looking at getting into these products as well.
This lady's hair looks like a wig, man. How does it stay that stiff?
We're just at the tipping point. I think that many of my other colleagues in the industry have called for a new wave of adoption as Bitcoin ETFs become available through advised wealth channels. There's over $40 trillion of advised wealth in the U.S., and they largely have not been participating in Bitcoin or the crypto asset class more broadly. So we do think that we're still in the early innings of this, only a couple weeks since spot Bitcoin ETFs came to market.
But how do you plan to...
Patrick Murphy, you are a nasty SOB, you know that?
stay competitive when it's getting...
And actually, DJ in the chat said 450 Bitcoin a day for the world soon. Yeah, we're getting produced 900 a day as of right now. And I think, what has it been? 3,000 yesterday or something was purchased. So, or bought up. So it's going to be a crazy supply shock.
So crowded.
Well, GBTC has one of the most diverse shareholder bases out there. It's been in market for 10 years. We have some of the tightest spreads and largest liquidity out there. And so it does bring a differentiated value and that track record that a lot of investors are looking for when they're making those allocation decisions.
And now you're pressing the SEC to take it a step further and approve options.
Correct.
On the ETF. Why is that, as you say, vital?
It really is vital. What we see here is another situation where perhaps spot Bitcoin ETFs are not being treated fairly. We have a robust ecosystem of Bitcoin futures-based ETFs. There are options traded on those products, but there are not yet options approved on the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And we believe this is a fundamental, characteristic and feature that we need within this ecosystem. Price discovery, investors being able to manage their positions more effectively. This is something that we know a lot of investors want, and at Grayscale, that's what we do. We advocate for our investors.
What type of investor base are you seeing coming into the ETF?
Well, it's really a broad base. We definitely have direct retail investors that are trading for their own account, adding Bitcoin to their portfolios.
But wasn't the hope that this would gin up more interest from institutions?
Oh, absolutely. We have some of the world's largest hedge funds, pensions, endowments, et cetera. They are very pleased to be using the ETF wrapper to get Bitcoin.
There will be more institutions to come soon, right? It's like that thing, right? Like, again, FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. People jump in when things are going up. They don't really want to do it beforehand. You know what I mean? It's just how it is.
exposure. It's a wrapper they know well. It's a wrapper that works well for them. And when they're trying to put on large or take off large positions in Bitcoin, a large liquid ETF like GBTC really allows them to do so.
I mean, it helps that Bitcoin has had such a tremendous start, which may be fueled by the interest in the ETFs. Sure. But when it comes to if and when there's a downturn in the price of Bitcoin, what are your expectations, and how do you prepare to tell people that this was safe and the right move?
Of
God,
course.
that feedback in their mics is terrible. You guys hear that?
Well, you know, myself, Grayscale, we've been in the market for 10 years now. So we've
I feel like this, like they paid to get on TV for this one, to be honest.
All types of cycles, and had to have conversations with clients throughout those cycles. Investing in Bitcoin is not for the faint of heart. It is a volatile asset, but the conversations we are having with clients these days are actually a little bit more focused on the future. We're about a month and a half away from the next Bitcoin halving, which has historically been a really important price catalyst for Bitcoin, and a lot of investors are focused on that and what it may mean for Bitcoin this time around.
April. When are they going to do Ethereum ETFs?
Well, that's also coming down the pipeline. The SEC is due to make decisions about spot Ethereum ETFs early this summer. And again, Grayscale's in that as well. Our Ethereum product, Grayscale Ethereum Trust, has applied to uplist right here to the New York Stock Exchange.
She does look like Lady Gaga, by the way. Someone said it in the chat. Hold on. Let's just check. Where's the big screen of her? Let's see. Where is it? Where is it?
7.4 billion.
It does kind of look like Lady Gaga, if we're going to be honest.
Outflows in the last 30.
Sure really does. Oh, it's a riot. Anyways, all right. Next, no cuts this year would make a big difference to the stock market, says Fundstrat's Tom Lee. I appreciate Tom Lee. I love what he does and how he, when he comes on the news channels, it's always nice to hear his opinion on things. Let's get into this, guys. Again, hit that like button if you could, please. It's not that hard. It's really not.
Let's talk about it with our friend, Tom Lee. He is Fundstrat Managing Partner and Head of Research. Tom, what do you think? I'm going to ask a question.
God, he has a potato camera today, too.
Does the Fed matter?
The Fed definitely matters. If the Fed is hawkish and is concerned about inflation reaccelerating and communicates that and interest rates rise, stocks would go down. So Fed definitely matters.
But Bitcoin will go up.
If we don't get a Fed cut this year, will that change your views and or the trajectory of ye olde stock market, Tom?
Yes. I think if there's no cuts this year, the stock market has to reassess what it's thinking in terms of the trajectory of inflation, the probability of a soft landing, and of course, all these things would weigh on what would happen to multiples. So yes, it would absolutely make a difference.
Okay, so let's say we had 1 month of inflation, the PCE a little bit wacky. One of Torsten Slok at Apollo's argument,
Man, the S&P is killing it, huh?
is that there are signs to him and his team that inflation may be either stickier or maybe even reinflating in some areas and not just owner's equivalent rent. What is your take on inflation right now, Tom?
I think the overarching reality is inflation is falling. You can look at it by the percentage of components that are in deflation from their peak, or you can look at it, as you said, core services ex housing and auto insurance. Those are all basically at the Fed's target. There is something that does happen early in the year, which is there's that seasonality in January that doesn't get completely fixed. That's why January was a sort of positive surprise. And that's because a lot of companies raise prices in the month of January, and it doesn't get captured.
Oh, so maybe it's kind of a calendar. Are you saying, Tom, that corporate greed is really the underlying cause of inflation?
Yes. I mean, if you think about
Yes.
companies raise prices either at the time of a renewal, but if it's a calendar year, which is a lot more convenient, especially because that's a calendar year end for a business, they'll actually raise prices in the month of January. And if they don't raise it on the exact same date every year, well, the seasonal adjustment will catch it on the wrong way. That's why I think January and February tend to have that high, what they call residual seasonality.
Tom, people know you as the guy that got it right in 2023 when so many others, there was a couple of you out there, but that was pretty much it. You got it right. They kind of know you as the stock guy. But we think of you, Tom, not only as our good friend and a lovable human being, but is the original Bitcoin evangelist. I know last week you talked about 100,000 plus on Bitcoin, but I think people forget that like a decade ago, when like 6 drug dealers and a couple other people were the only ones using Bitcoin, you were out there saying that Bitcoin was, I think, at a couple thousand or a couple $100 back then, Tom. You were bullish a decade ago on Bitcoin. What did you see in this esoteric digital?
Man, can you imagine getting into Bitcoin way back then? How many of you guys got into Bitcoin like way back then when it was like $100? I'd be so interested to know. You guys don't have to say it actually if you don't want to, but man, that's crazy.
Currency that others did not. How's that for a hard ball?
Yeah.
Friday,
well, Brian,
man. Let's be nice.
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Jesus. Like back here even. That's nuts.
Well, I think Bitcoin
Nick K since 2013. All right, let me know when we're getting on that yacht.
solves a lot of problems in the monetary system because it is a trustless blockchain and yet has never had a fraudulent entry. That's a prodigious accomplishment, especially given in that same, let's say, 14-year life, a traditional bank has 6% of all its transactions suspicious. And Bitcoin, in terms of its network value, has been pretty easy to model because it's based on how many wallets actually use it. That was really our early Bitcoin model, was using what you call Metcalfe's law, the idea that as you grow the number of users, the network utility grows. That still explains over 90% of the move of Bitcoin. And today, very few people, well, it's now in the millions, actually have a Bitcoin wallet. That number could grow into the hundreds of millions or even billions. And so that's why there's still upside from here.
That's crazy. Fully Electric in the chat. You're an OG, a true OG, said CCXD. I've been buying Bitcoin since 2012. Well, you let me know when the meetup is. Come pick me up in your Lambo. We'll go down to the yacht. We'll party it up, right? That's amazing. Good for you, dude. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. All right, Bitcoin dips to start March after climbing 45% in February. Crazy. CNBC Crypto World. Let's do it, guys.
Today, the crypto rally comes to a halt to end the week. Grayscale's CEO explains why he's urging the SEC to greenlight options on its spot Bitcoin ETF. And Jack Mallers,
well, he was, I guess, technically the same channel, but he's on every freaking video we're watching today.
Of Strike discusses the supply and demand pressures on Bitcoin pushing the price higher.
Look at that. I actually like that kid. That Jack Miller guy. He's actually pretty intelligent.
Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Tanea McKeel. Cryptocurrencies in the red to kick off March after Bitcoin and Ether posted their best months since 2020 and 2022, respectively. Today, Bitcoin and Ether fell about 1% each by around noon Eastern, trading at the $61,000 level and $3,300 level, respectively. Solana, little change at $100.
Again, this is at noon on Friday when they get these prices.
$29. Bitcoin is on pace to end the week up about 20%, outperforming Ether, which is heading for a more than 15% gain. Both of those blue chip coins shot higher for the month of February after finishing January flat. Bitcoin ended up 45% for the month, and that marked its 6th straight monthly gain and best showing since December 2020. Ether advanced 48%, also its 6th up month in a row and its best month since July 2022. Bitcoin is so close to its all-time high now, sitting just 10% below it. Much of this rally has been fueled simply by optimism that the market is going to see the combination of increasing demand from Bitcoin ETFs and tighter supply after April's Bitcoin halving push the price higher. Analysts I talked to are warning, however, that investors should tread carefully into March, which tends to present seasonal risk from traditional finance that crypto may not be fully immune from. Things like contagion risk among regional US banks, or even just profit taking to cover payments around tax season. Now,
isn't it usually sell in May and go away? Not really March. I hope it doesn't happen in March.
Flows into spot Bitcoin ETFs have accelerated, and that has overpowered technical overbought signals. So you may see some grinding in the next few weeks before Bitcoin returns to its record. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Grayscale Investment CEO Michael Sonnenschein joined Squawk on the Street this morning and pointed to pent-up investor demand for Bitcoin ETFs as a catalyst for the recent rally. At the same time, Bloomberg reported this week that GBTC has seen $7.4 billion exit across 31 trading days.
I think it's important to think about how GBTC came to market. It came to market with almost $30 billion of assets and investors of all shapes and sizes. And so we anticipated some outflows as opposed to some of the new products coming to market starting from zero. I do think, though, if we zoom out and we look at what that investor demand is like, we've never seen such insatiable demand for an ETF wrapper providing access to, a new asset class like we have here.
Grayscale is urging the SEC to greenlight options on its spot Bitcoin ETF. According to Reuters, Sonnenschein told the SEC in a letter that the rejection of options on its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust would unfairly discriminate against its shareholders. Plus, the agency approved options on ETFs tied to Bitcoin futures in the past.
It really is vital. What we see here is another situation where perhaps spot Bitcoin ETFs are not being treated fairly. We have a robust ecosystem of Bitcoin futures-based ETFs. There are options traded on those products, but there are not yet options approved on the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And we believe this is a fundamental, characteristic and feature that we need within this ecosystem.
Next, a group of state attorneys say the SEC exceeded its authority in suing Kraken. Montana, Mississippi, South Dakota, Texas, and others filed a joint amicus brief in that case against Kraken, which alleges the firm operated as an unregistered securities exchange, broker-dealer, and clearing agency. The state attorneys general argued the agency was expanding the definition of an investment contract and that cryptocurrencies are not automatically securities. The filing said, quote, states have a strong interest in preventing the potential preemption of consumer protection and other state laws by the SEC's attempt to regulate crypto assets as securities. And went on to say that the SEC's exercise of this undelegated authority puts consumers at risk by potentially preempting state statutes. Finally, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce sat down with CryptoWorld's Mackenzie Sagalos at ETH Denver yesterday and said the agency is, for the most part, in an enforcement-only mode when it comes to crypto. Here's what she had to say regarding enforcement actions against major players in the space.
I think everyone in this room knows that there are lots of fraudulent people people who are engaging in fraud in the name of crypto, and there may well be room for us in that area. We've brought a number of cases in that area, and that makes sense. But when you're talking about registration violations, because someone has touched a crypto asset that we then come in years later and say, that is security, it seems pointless, because you're bringing a case against someone where there's no allegation that anyone was hurt, right? So this is just strictly about compliance with a registration obligation. And I'm not minimizing.
Well, that's so true. That's so true. Because it's not like anybody lost their funds just because the SEC wants to be a bunch of dicks.
Importance of
that's so true.
Registration obligations. But if you're not willing to tell people what a security is, it just seems very unproductive to go in.
How can you follow the rules if you don't know them?
After the fact and just start picking people off for not having registered.
Mackenzie is continuing that conversation with Commissioner Peirce while at ETH Denver, and we'll have that interview for you next week. All right, for our main story, CryptoWorld's Kate Rooney spoke with Jack Mallers, the CEO of Strike, about February's huge crypto rally. He also weighs in on the future of Bitcoin and how it competes with other altcoins.
Jack Mallers, he's the CEO of Strike. Jack, it is great to see you. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Kate. Oh, dude, his girlfriend moved back in. He's not in the empty closet anymore. Look at that.
I'm pumped. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm sure one of the reasons you are pumped is because of the price of Bitcoin. What do you think is driving some of the price action? You have been a long-time advocate, investor. What's going on with the price above 60,000 this week?
Totally. The price of Bitcoin does not suck. I think the price action is a lot simpler than people make it out to be. It's because Bitcoin is the only asset in the world.
Why does he have a lion on his hat? What is that logo? Does everyone know what that logo is? Does that mean anything?
World where more demand can't find more supply. It's a demand supply shock to the upside. What's important for your viewers is contrast that against something like gold or something like a stock of a company. There's a lot more gold in the ground, in the earth, but there's not enough demand for us to go dig it out of the ground. If there was enough demand for gold, we would find more gold. Let's take Facebook stock, for example. If there was enough bidders for Facebook stock or Meta stock, Zuckerberg would issue more. He'd split the stock, right? So more demand, Kate, always finds more supply, except for Bitcoin. It's the only monetary asset in the world where that's not true. So more demand has to find a higher price. more demand. The supply is coming from existing holders. It's not coming out of the ground. It's not coming from a stock split. Does that make sense? So they're going to have to get the price high enough for a holder like me to be willing to sell it to BlackRock. And they got a lot more to go to bid to the upside to find that. So you're just seeing price discovery in a very scarce asset. That's it.
And now I think a lot of people's cost base is now that Bitcoin is back near an all-time high. I think that's also an important dynamic too, that fewer people are holding Bitcoin at a loss, I would think, and maybe are a little less eager to sell and take profits. Is that fair to say?
Someone said he looks like a little kid with an oversized hat.
Yeah, but I also think what you're starting to listen, Bitcoin's been in a bull market for 15 years now. The highs have always been higher. The lows have always been higher.
Well, it's been in a bull market, but you've seen these dramatic, jumps and falls from all-time high. That's
Just so you guys, this guy is the man, though. He absolutely loves Bitcoin, and that's all we really care about, right?
But yes, of course. I'm not trying to gaslight you, but bear with me for a second, because the highs are always higher and the lows are always higher.
Facts.
How else would you expect a new form of money to really be adopted? You want it to be a straight line? I mean, come on, what is this, Cartoon Network? So the reality, Kate, that I think is that holders of Bitcoin are starting to realize that it's the most performant money. It's always the most performant thing in their portfolio. So as Bitcoin gets distributed and recycled through holders and holders and holders, the people that are now holding it as this asset matures are never getting rid of it. Because Kate, as long as I have my house, I have my car, I've paid off my college tuition, I've paid off my credit card, exchange it and sell it for what? For what? It's the hardest money. It's the scarcest asset. It's the most performant thing in everyone's portfolio time and time and time again. So I think it's going to be very difficult for Wall Street to pry it out of the hands of people like me. They're going to have to bid the thing way up there because there's none left.
Facts.
Well, Wall Street does seem to be getting in on this, especially with Bitcoin ETFs. What's your take on institutional demand? And they might see the asset differently than you do. Obviously, they're getting in because they see upside, but they may not be as strong believers as you are in the long-term value here. What's your take on the influence of Wall Street in this asset class?
Well, I think just generally Wall Street and the everyday man on the street, we are all facing the same problem of fiat debasement. Is global debt to GDP is well over 300% at this point. I mean, Jerome Powell, my Fed chairman, went on 60 Minutes after I was watching LeBron James shoot hoops and made sure that I was aware that my government is on an irresponsible spending policy that's going to drive this country insolvent. So
shit. that was quite the call out, actually.
I think the fact that in the face of a hawkish Fed, gold was going bull and trading up, I mean, that's everything you need to know, that people are terrified of fiat debasement and the value.
That was crazy. I can't believe you just said that. That's crazy. Randy said, Sailor Jr. Yeah, imagine if this was Sailor's kid. It'd be hysterical.
Of the dollar, especially in an election year. So I think Wall Street wants access to hard money, scarce assets. Nothing's more scarce. So the fact that this ETF opened, I think the timing makes a ton of sense. And then for all the people that, BlackRock doesn't really like Bitcoin. Oh, really? Well, I don't know. They seem to be buying up a bunch of it. Their clients love it. So that's what I think it is the hardest money is going to win in the face of fiat debasement. Bitcoin's the best expression of that.
You're talking about the value of Bitcoin and this store of value in the face of currency devaluation and what's going on in the U.S. and elsewhere. Pause for a second. There's a lot of institutional investors that are holding Bitcoin as this proxy for risk. They're saying, I might replace some of my high growth tech stocks and just put Bitcoin in my portfolio. Does that at all change the market dynamic in your mind?
No, I think simply put, let's go back to supply and demand, right? The supply of Bitcoin is fixed. As long as demand continues to increase, the price is going to go up. If your thesis is that it's like Tesla, I'd question that. It doesn't generate cash flow. It doesn't create cars. But whatever, fine, do whatever you want, right? Free market maximalist. There's no one to tell you otherwise in Bitcoin. That's why it's so beautiful, and that's why it's pure humanity. Everyone has access to do whatever they want. So I think demand will increase. I think these narratives, some of them I find interesting and questionable, but the point is the supply demand is in favor of those that hold it, is that no one can print more of it, no matter who you are. And so that is what makes it so bullish now, 15 years running.
What are some of the potential use cases for Bitcoin beyond payments? That really has been, it seems like what has been proved as a potential use case. But there's things like layer twos. What could you envision Bitcoin?
Look at that button on her jacket glowing like a star.
being used for beyond store value,
From the light.
payment, or speculative investment for some?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, the store value piece, you just cannot understate that. All 8 billion humans are going through fiat debasement. What that means in more layman's terms is every single person's fiat currency is going down every day. The dollar, the naira,
Every day.
the pound, every single fiat currency issued by a nation state goes down. So you have to own something else unless you just want to be poor, which none of us want, right? You got to find a way to own something else. And this is the best performant, best expression of that problem. And we all have access to it. So that cannot be understated. That is the most attractive use case that's made this thing go so viral. I think the other that's really fascinating that we focus on as a company more and more is the fact that you now have a digital bearer instrument. It's a digital physical instrument. And the fact that we can move value on the internet is fascinating. You can disintermediate a lot of payments. The fact that I can move something physical from Chicago to Nigeria instantly in less than a second should really bring the cost down of something like a cross-currency transfer, right? So I think that there are use cases that we'll begin to see, but right now, the reason Wall Street's interested is that store value use cases. Dollars are being printed out the wazoo since COVID, and this thing just goes up the most in the face of that.
Well, inflation's a really interesting topic in the context of Bitcoin. I think we think of currencies really from a North American perspective of you're talking about the dollar being debased, but it is relatively a much more stable currency than what you see, the peso in Argentina. You talked about what's going on in Africa in some countries, and inflation is out of control in other countries. What about Bitcoin being used for either a store of value? What are you seeing in terms of demand in other parts of the world aside from the US and really North America writ large?
Yeah, I mean, we see the same use case all over the place. And for us as a business, that's one of our main focuses is being one of the best in the world at Bitcoin, period.
Real quick, Sunflower Max's wife is in the chat under Max's name, and she said, "Sunflower Mama here. Why does this guy look like his mom just called him in from the treehouse to talk to this pretty lady?"
We don't get distracted by NFTs. We don't care about creating our own blockchain. I don't care about what Dogecoin. I mean, come on, Kate, what are we talking about? Dogecoin is going to be valuable to society in 20 years? According to who? No way, right? And
Elon Musk thinks so, at least.
Yeah.
Is that more of a bit, or do you think that people actually think there's value in Dogecoin?
I think it's a bit. You tell me, what's Dogecoin going to do for you? I think.
Full disclosure, I'm not a Dogecoin investor, so.
No,
anyway.
What the hell, man? Pump it. We need that shit to go up.
I actually find all the altcoin industry antithetical to the whole thesis. It's a form of inflation to the asset class. I'm going to create Jack coin, Solana coin, Ethereum coin. None of these things act as a hard money. And so, what we've seen running Strike is that there's a lack of focus on Bitcoin being the most valuable money and the most valuable technology out of this sector and applying it in every single market around the world. Because you're right, Kate. You want to know the person that wants Bitcoin more than the guy in Chicago? Probably the one in Nigeria, right? Probably 250% more according to inflation metrics, right? So we just have that focus. We see the demand all over the place. And it sounds like a really simple business, but it's really unique because businesses like a Coinbase are so scattered through all sorts of things, which doesn't make them bad. It just makes them very different than us. Is for every altcoin feature they build, we build a Bitcoin feature. And so we consider ourselves one of the best in the world. And just doing it all over the world has been good business for us.
For sure. Shout out to CNBC Crypto World for that. And real quick, my man, Mr. DJ Death Star, thank you for the $10 super chat. He says, "Hola, folks. Update on my mining rig loss. They found how they got in window that didn't lock. Somebody actually robbed your rig, like stole it out of your location? What? No prints found. Watching Facebook to see if any sales. Cops are not optimistic. No wallet access. Lost 4K. Oh my God. Dude, I'm sorry. That's terrible. I appreciate you keeping the stream alive, but man, keep your money. Save your money. That's awful. I feel terrible. I'm sorry, buddy. But all right, let's move on to videos of the day. I want to see what Altcoin Daily's got to say. How long will this crypto bull run last? We're gonna be raiding Crypto Mikkel shortly after this. So guys, hit that like button. Appreciate you for hanging out. Let's do it.
I think the market is too leveraged right now. It just it happens after huge runs. You have leverage.
And I don't know why my alert box doesn't work for some reason. It's like super laggy. Let's see if it works in a few minutes.
at the max, at the highs. There will be a washout.
How long will this Bitcoin bull run last? Because in the last year, Bitcoin is up over 200%. In just the last 30 days, Bitcoin's up over 60%. And with Bitcoin's price now brushing up against the coveted all-time high resistance, Bitcoin expert Brian Kelly explains what's next, as well as funding rates and how this affects the price.
That shit is so delayed. Again, Mr. DJ Death Star, thank you so much for the super chat. You're awesome.
You have a asset that is bumping against a former resistance. You look at some of the kind of internals. One of the things that I look at it a lot is funding rates. And funding rates just a day or so ago got to 100%. So effectively, you could almost make 100% arbitrage. So that brings in sellers. We saw it hit 64,000 today, and a lot of sellers came in. So
Coinbase halted it so sellers could come in, like the big guys, I bet. That's conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat type shit. DJ Death Star said it was hosted at a close friend's house who I trust. Damn, that's terrible, man. I'm sorry. But you better grill that guy. Hook him up with a lie detector. Make sure he's not lying to your ass. I don't trust anybody. Just being real.
in the relatively short term, it would not surprise me to see a pullback. And I tell my team every single day, even in 2017, when we had, Ethereum up 4,000%, it still had a month that was down 50%. So this is an asset that is still extremely volatile. If it pulled back 25 or 30%, wouldn't surprise me at all. But long run, I still think we go to new highs.
So any cool down is healthy. In fact, looking at history, having a rally, then a retrace before the halving is normal. Historically, Bitcoin has performed a local top in its pre-halving rally phase, approximately 14 to 28 days before the halving, before entering a pre-halving retrace. As a result, the danger zone for the beginning of a pre-halving retrace is shown in orange. So we've seen this over and over again.
Yeah, DJ in the chat said, if I lost someone else's property, I'd pay them back in USD. Yeah, I mean, that's... Tyson said, real quick, yeah, that's some BS. Who breaks into just steal an ASIC? IMO, your friend knows something. Yeah, I mean, see, that's why I don't trust people. No one's breaking in your house to steal one thing. If they didn't know it was there, I don't know, man. It's tough to be sure. I want to believe him. We've known each other for 15 years, been through a lot. I just can't believe he would do it to me. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I've been robbed before by somebody that was super close to me. Everything. That, I trusted this guy to, stay in my house. His girl kicked him out. Lo and behold, he had a drug problem I didn't know about. But I was like, yeah, dude, crash my couch, whatever. I come back from work. I was 20 years old, maybe. Fucking PS3's gone, brand new PS3. All my money that was in my room anywhere, completely wiped out. Just stole everything. And it was by somebody I trusted sincerely. And it's terrible.
Each halving,
so you got to be careful.
A rally into the halving. In the circle, a pre-halving retrace. In the red, the post-halving accumulation. And then, of course, in the green, the post-halving parabolic upside. Again, nobody can see the future. Charting is not 100% predictor. These are just probabilities. But again, the danger zone for the beginning of a pre-halving retrace is shown in orange. And currently, we're still in the blue, or the pre-halving rally frenzy.
And I would say we've gotten to very frothy levels. You can see it in the funding rates of the altcoin market, how much you get paid to actually lend out your coins in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the alts. And so you saw it in the equities, the public equity markets, right? MicroStrategy, Marathon, all the kind of public equity bellwethers really went parabolic along with Bitcoin. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see some correction and some consolidation.
And by the way, Bitcoin could easily not retrace. The veteran investors are just trying to prepare the new investors for everything. Maybe we just consolidate near the highs until a breakout, consolidate near the highs into a breakout, like we've seen all year.
Listen, in every mania, in every excitement, people...
You just watch her facial expressions. It's so great.
Like we've seen all year.
Listen, in every mania, in every excitement, people are going to buy at the wrong level because it feels easy. And then they're going to get washed out and they're going to sell at the wrong level. And then it's going to go back up and they're going to say, I can't believe I sold. Like, that's just part of speculation, and it's part of investing.
And if a consolidation like that right now would happen, that may be a little altcoin cycle.
I do think there could be a rotation trade coming.
She was either bored or she was giving him the FBI's, you know what I mean? Yeah, Randy, 200 viewers, 82 likes. Guys, hit that like button, please. I know I gotta have like cleavage and shit, and I don't have it. I'm sorry, but if I did, I know you guys be hitting that button.
Though, because we had a lot of excitement about Solana. It ran into a little bit of headway. If today's was this short-term top at 64,000 for Bitcoin, what typically happens in a bull cycle is all the money that was made in Bitcoin and Ethereum starts to look for another home. So you look at Solana, you might look at something like a Chainlink, you know, one or two down that have a real use case and a real reason to exist. I think they could actually be the beneficiary of a pullback in Bitcoin.
Now, it's very possible we do not see any significant pullback as the inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs continue. $42 million into Bitwise, around $100 million in trading volume, and with their total assets under management now over $1.5 billion, a new class of investors are accumulating.
There's a new army of buyers. There's an army of salespeople. I mean, what BlackRock is doing is breathtaking. Right? That's an army of salespeople being endorsed by their CEOs saying, guys, this is an important part of the future. We didn't have that 6 months ago. And so I do think like it's going to be hard to figure out where equilibrium is in the next 6 to 12 months.
Also, just in, the Grayscale Spot Bitcoin ETF banner being hung up on Wall Street today.
The music, he got a copyright. He had to remove the... I've had to do this. Did you hear it? Did you hear it go weird? So they have a thing that's called, it's when you upload to YouTube, if you get hit with like a copyright or whatever, you can remove the music only. You can hear his voice change when he's talking.
Banner being hung up on Wall Street today.
Yeah, that. It's because they had to delete the music because it was copyright. That's crazy though. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, dude, is like the biggest sign ever. That's crazy. No shit. What's the other one? I want to see this one.
And breaking
oh my god. That one's fucking giant. Did you see that one? Crypto invest. Jeez. Covering the whole front of the building. That's crazy. Wow.
And breaking news, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has now become the fastest ever to $10 billion in total assets. This is the
TPS Miner, my man. Appreciate you for being here. He said hanging that banner on Wall Street is like a big FU to all the crypto haters.
Actual Bitcoin accumulation from BlackRock right now, the first to ever Bitcoin ETF to hit 10 billion.
Listen, I don't think you're buying it into your 401k and selling it a month later, right? And so most of this new money, I think, is going to be sticky money or hodler money.
And the Bitcoin ETF inflows in total are 8 times that of gold in 1/10 of the time frame. This is how fast, compared to gold, that the institutions are buying. Of course, if Bitcoin were to pull back, always look for prior resistances to then become the supports. So around 50, 51,000, and then 44, 42,000.
We broke out from 45,000.
Oh, look, he got the memo. Oh, never mind. He put up a button, I think, because she's giving him them eyes.
And so that would probably be what should hold us if there's a real correction. You never know why corrections come. Something happens and people, shift mindset. And there's a lot of people that have bought recently. I don't think it'll get there, quite frankly. I think if it corrects, it probably corrects to the mid 50s before taking off to the new high.
And let's
Kaspa hit $5 so I can retire, please. DJ, I'm in the same boat, buddy. That would be nice. I don't think it's gonna happen though. That's a lot. That's wishful thinking. that's really wishful thinking. I love people that say it's gonna go that high. I hope it does. Like, damn, I hope it does. But we'll look at it after. I don't know.
Talk about Ethereum,
maybe.
But I do just want to announce that Altcoin Daily has gone.
Oh god, all right, he's gonna be shilling this shit. Let's see. Let's skip forward a little bit.
And all this talk about the Bitcoin halving, meanwhile, the Ethereum supply is becoming deflationary.
It doesn't matter though. Ethereum's unlimited. They could just print more. All they gotta do is squeeze fucking Vitalik's nutsack and he'll just release more coins.
And this is before an ETF.
If the government wants to make him print more coins, they're gonna do it. Like, period.
Bitcoin ETF broke records. Next
but that doesn't mean it's not gonna go up in value, at least my opinion.
everyone front-running the Ethereum ETF.
But the reality is we already have an Ethereum futures ETF, and that was the logic that got the Bitcoin ETF approved. And
did I just lose a like because it said squeeze Vitalik's nutsack? I did, bastard.
So my bias is it happens.
We could
I'm
get
just
a
kidding, it's
10K Ethereum, according to Ryan Adams, just on that.
Do you think this price action is the playbook for when Ether has its ETF approved?
I think it could be. I think
They
people
want
will
it
certainly
anyways.
look at this and go, well, boy, if Ether's going to come along and do it, I want to be in ahead of it. And I think that's what we saw a lot of the action in Ether this month or the last 6 weeks or so. There's a lot more to Ethereum and some of these some of these kind of second tier coins. But yeah, that's certainly a driver of that price for Ethereum.
Be sure to watch the recent interview.
Ethereum's killing it. All right, let me see. Sorry, I'm just trying to skip forward a little bit because he's just chilling.
Ooh, number one. Now you get me in trouble with everybody in crypto because I don't pick theirs. But I would have to say, and it's a trade that I'm actually doing, is the rotation from Bitcoin and Ethereum into Solana. I think that one's got the next kind of pop higher here.
What do you guys think about that? Bitcoin and Ethereum into Solana. You think that's going to pop higher? All right, let's get into the recap segment of things. Well, Bitcoin going gray. 61,952. It hasn't moved up or down, just even. Perfect. Look at that. Ethereum 3,422. Anybody's just joining. LTC's popping off at 91 bucks. Look at that. Hell yeah, Hadouken for that. We have ETC at $33. I hope ETC pops back off. Do you guys think ETC will get to 100 bucks this run? What do you think? It got to 160, I believe. That's the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. ETC all-time high. $160, I think. 167. Look at that. It's 80% down as of right now, but I think it'll pop just from the narrative of the name. Just Ethereum. Because simple people won't understand the difference. Let's see. Litecoin to $1,000, says Randy. Holy shit. You really think so? That'd be amazing. I need to get some more Litecoin. That would be amazing. Be amazing. By the way, I did set up crypto donations for people that like to super chat and stuff. Please, I would rather you do the crypto stuff or whatever, because YouTube takes like 45% of your money. It's insane. Anyways, that's crazy though. What were we talking about? Kaspa going to $5. I don't think it's gonna happen. I hope it does. I pray to God it does, but I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, right now we're looking like we're at 16 cents. Even if we were at 20, that would have to be a 5x on the market cap, which would bring it to literally $15 billion. And that would just be $1. That would be more than that. It would have to be like probably 20 billion to be $1, right? You really like 100 billion market cap? Not a chance. Not a fucking chance. 100 billion. What, like, no. It would be higher than USDT. Not a chance, man. Not a chance. I don't know. I wish, I hope, but like, what do you guys think? Honestly, true statements in the chat only. What do you believe on Kaspa? How high do you guys think it's going to go? Just throw a number in the chat, whatever you think it's going to be. Mr. 100 Air, thank you for the one gifted membership. You're awesome. Chris Hanley, congratulations, buddy. Got a membership. All right. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think personally that Dogecoin could get to $1. I don't see why that wouldn't happen, because just the meme coin, everybody knows about it. You know, everybody and their mother, and it's a cheap coin for people to buy. It's easily accessible. Like, the problem that Kaspa has, right? It's not on any tier 1 exchanges. That's the problem. It's not easy to purchase. I mean, these just all sketchy sites. I mean, Bybit, whatever. Bybit's kind of big, but like not here. Can't trade here in it, you know? MEXC, I don't know about, like, I've never used KuCoin. People talk about it, but I don't know. MEXC, nah, not for me. CoinX, nah. It's not even on XEgg. Whatever the hell you call it. Kaspa 50 cents. Yeah, you know what? Like, even I'll take 50 cents, man. 50 cents is a huge jump. You know what I mean? I could definitely see a 50 cents for sure. $5, hell no. That's just my opinion. I wish. Kaspa has all the news left. Nothing but good news left. Yeah. I mean, I get it, DJ. I get it. But like, I don't think $5. That's way too much. $100 billion. No fucking chance. $100 billion. That's a lot of money, man. There's no way. There's no way. Like, again, that would be top 3 coins. Like, I wish it would get there. And you guys think these, I mean, all of these market caps are going to go up when people start jumping in, right? But like, you got to think, like, it would still put it in the top 10. I mean, it could get close for sure. But I don't know. I said 100 billion. Do the math. It would be 100 billion. It would be 100 billion market cap. It would be 100. It's already at 3, right? It's at 3 right now, and it's at 20 cents. Just about 15. Like, it's like 16 cents, right? So if it was at 20 cents, it would be over $4 billion market cap. Right here. I can just do the math in my head. $4 billion market cap, right? Times that by 5, right? That would put it to $1. That'd be $20 billion. Times that by 5. That's going to be 100 billion. Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. 100 billion would be $5. I feel like DJ is looking at that meme. The guy's like, it's simple math, and it's going all over the place. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that market button. But yeah, that's crazy. It's just, that's too high for me. I don't know. Kaspa's current price, my 3K0 Pros, half paid off since December 2023. Hell yeah, buddy. That's sick. Perfect. That's sick. I wonder if GoFundMe would allow me to set up for my mining rigs. DJ Dustar, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you got, dude, I would beat your buddy's ass. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's him. I think it's him. Oh, you said you wish it could go to $5. No, I know. I wish too. I wasn't saying like you were saying it was definitely gonna go there, but I don't think there's a chance it can go there. There's a lot of people calling for it, but I don't well, there was a few people I saw Kaspa for $5, like thumbnails and shit. I love Kaspa. It's a great project. It's cool. I love how fast it is, easy to use. Getting it is a problem, right? It's hard to grab those coins and exchange for them or whatever, right? You can use Simple Swap. Simple Swap's pretty easy, but I don't know. That's just 100 billion in that one coin is I don't know. That's just high hopes, you know. Even 20 billion is high hopes. I hope it gets there, but I mean, I think 20 billion could happen though. It'd be about $1, right? Be about $1. Let's see. Can you take a look at Pulse Chain last few days major pumps? Mr. RH Max Pulse Chain. Is anybody into Pulse Chain here? Let's see. Oh, what's the ticker? What's the ticker? Pulse Chain right here. Let's see. Pulse Chain. Why does it not show the market cap? Fully diluted, but why does it not show the market cap? Hold on. Coin market cap. Oh god. Flashbang, sorry. Pulse Chain, what the fuck is going on here? There we go. Market cap 2.31 billion. See, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like coins like this. I would never invest into it. Never in a million years, even if it goes up a little. I appreciate the super chat though. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, see, like coins like this, I just have no confidence in. Any coins that start up here and die and then have to fight for a heartbeat, it just, the devs just jumped out of it. They took all their money. This is just bad actors. Like they just got out of the product. Like I would never support it. That's just my opinion. It's my opinion. And I'm not trying to be like a dink, right? But that's just not for me. Not for me, to be honest. That coin's not for me. But again, these meme coins. Back to meme coins. We're gonna raid Crypto McKellen in just a second, by the way. I want to see what meme coins are popping off. Which meme coins are you guys into? Put it in the chat. How's you know what, that Myra coin? Oh, Myro, I think. Is that it? Look at this. All these coins are freaking killing it. Where's Myro? Right here. 373. This coin popped off a bit. It's at 14 cents now. I put $100 in it, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Like here-ish. No, probably here-ish. About a month ago or so. Yeah, I think it was like 7 cents. Put $100 in. I was like, ooh, look at that. I'm up like $50. Sweet. I was like, I wish I put more in. That's kind of the story of the life. But like, is anybody into this, Myro? CWIF. Bro, is that that dog one? Is that the ticker for it? Oh, just this one. Wait, this one's so funny. This is the best. I just love the picture. Dog with hat. It's so funny. So funny. Guacamole. Oh god, guacamole. GUAC. Here it is. This guac. 0.0. So it's six zeros past the penny, right? Is that how you do that? I think. I'm not mistaken. This coin's dead, isn't it? See that, or it's making a big ass flag. I doubt it though. Bro, Pepe. Yeah, Pepe's killing it too, actually. Pepe's actually been doing all right. I don't have much in Pepe, but I put some in there a while ago. 17%. Yeah, that's had quite the boner. But look at this run up. Oh, look at that. It's a new all-time high. That's cool. Both 7 hours ago, a new all-time high on Pepe. Wow, that's a big deal. Okay, that's cool. At least it woke back up. I wonder how this is gonna do in the run. Interesting. Good. Let's move some decimals. Mr. Randy, appreciate you. 122 likes, dude. You're awesome. Thank you so much for pushing that in the chat. And just wanted to say, sincerely, you are one of the best fathers ever, because that is amazing how you actually support the hell out of your daughter. By the way, Miss Teen Crypto, amazing girl. Great channel. Go check it out if you guys haven't seen it. But we are going to be getting out of here. We're going to go raid Mr. Crypto Mikkel. I will be back later on this evening for Misfit Mining Saturday Night Live. If you guys are interested, feel free to join. It'll be on this channel, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, guys, have a good day, and I will catch you soon. Peace out.
Eat shit, Gary.